The art of true surrendering. Choosing to surrender can be a life-changing practice. Imagine the joy and freedom that can come with just learning to recognize and listen to the quiet voice within us that provides us guidance, that provides us the light that we all are looking for. Guidance such as when to push and take action and when to truly relax and allow things to unfold. Hi, my name is Jyotika Bedi. I'm the founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. There are a number of common questions and concerns that come up in my everyday work practice with my clients, with my children, with people at home who are looking to increase their trust in their own intuitive guidance and learn how to surrender ego goals to the higher self or a higher soul. These are questions that I too have wrestled with for a long time in order to come to a place of greater trust, greater faith, and surrender in all aspects of my life. The truth is that when we come from a culture that values drive and doing, there is a place for drive and to GST, get shit done is what I call it. This drive is a necessary part of a successful life. However, as collective, we have forgotten the fine art and balance of true surrendering and drive so that they are both in a rightful order. Too often, we can place the cart before the horse and try to force things to happen that are outside of our control, and so did I for the longest time. It did not truly serve me. The practice of surrendering is one of the doing while being guided by the right action, by the right inspiration, and right time and place. Without this distinction, we miss the subtle difference between being driven for the sake of being driven and truly inspired. Drive for results or drive for its sake alone can feel heavy, like we are forcing something to happen without really getting any real traction or uptake for our own efforts. We can spend a lot of, spend a ton of effort, time and energy with little to no reward. It is like we are hitting a wall and nothing we seem to do or seem to make an impact. Have you experienced all of this? You're not alone and we are here for you. Truly inspired drive, on the other hand, comes from a timeless, all of its own. It comes on timelines, all of its own. It often has a lightness, a sense of ease. It connects us to what psychologists refer to as a state of flow, where you lose sense of time, when you lose sense of space and enjoy the doing for its own sake. For example, I'm in my flow when I make these videos. I feel deeply connected to my audience. Drive that comes from a place of true surrender is like magic, and miracles then spring from this space. It is the time when things come together and connections are made and our projects take on a bigger ripple impact than we ever could have forced or planned alone. Mastering the art of true surrender allows us to direct our drive and action in the most meaningful and impactful ways ever imaginable. I am a true example of it because this is how I live my life. Choosing to practice surrender is a subtle yet radical shift in our mindset, radical shift in how most of us were taught to approach life, to approach our personal success and happiness. Anytime we change the status quo, we can expect to bump against discomfort and fears, and that's absolutely normal, it's okay. I want to share with you what are the most common myths and fears and limitations to the practice of true surrendering, which my clients struggle with some of my family members struggle with, things that I struggled, along with truths and tips about surrender to assist you in your own practice. So here goes. First, let's discuss the common myths and fears around surrender. Number one, the fear or the myth that choosing to surrender means not taking any action. means taking no steps or having any plans for the future or life goals. Myth number 2, the fear that we will somehow become purposeful and drift aimlessly through life if we choose to surrender, again without taking action. Number 3, the fear or myth that equates surrender with lack of action, lack of drive, lack of ambition, or denial of our true feelings, our true preferences, our own goals and visions. Number 4, the fear or myth that surrender means we should not care or be detached to a certain outcome. Myth number 5, the myth that surrender is an all or none process, that we need to fully detach and surrender and trust before taking any kind of action. Does this seem familiar? I want to now share with you, dig deeper and share with you common limitations to surrender that we all experience. Number 1, our rational mind, or let's call it our ego, wants the whole plan and picture, including details of every step along the way and how it will all turn out before it can trust the process. The ego wants to remain in what I call control. Number 2, we experience anxiety and fear in the face of the unknown. We all do to a certain extent. It's absolutely normal. It is a natural reaction that we all experience anytime we grow beyond our own comfort zone. Fear is a normal reaction to any time we step out of our own comfort zone, and making friends with the fear is very important. And to do things in a different way from our old subconscious and unconscious programming. This is something that we all need to be mindful of. Number 3, the process of learning to trust in what we cannot see can be very scary. I get that. It often goes against what we have been taught in our own family histories, in our education, our culture, or even in business training. Number 4 limitation that I have observed is learning to surrender can trigger fears in those around us. It often goes against what we have been taught, and practicing surrender in our own lives may trigger unexpected reactions that often feel less than supportive from those closest to us. I've experienced this too in my personal life. But there is a truth, the ultimate truth about surrender, and I want to share that with you. Number 1, you can have both. You can learn to surrender while still taking action. Your actions may even have a bigger impact in your life and the world around you from this place of trust. Number 2, surrender is actually more about surrendering the will of the ego to the guidance and divine timing of the soul or your authentic self. It is about the ego learning to serve the authentic self rather than the ego running the show on its own, where you feel lost and helpless and clueless. Number 3, it is still healthy to make plans, have goals, have a vision, have dreams, and to learn to surrender, because it's a skill, and like any other skill, it has to be practiced. You can learn and work on it. Number 4, surrender itself does not always release all emotional attachments. Part of learning to surrender is what it also involves making peace with our feelings, allowing ourselves to find safe ways to experience and release our uncomfortable or unpleasant emotions in order to move through them, in order to plow through them. Denying our emotions and pushing them away only serves to keep this energy stuck within ourselves. Avoiding or running away from our emotions does not serve us. Number 5, we can feel difficult emotions such as anger, frustration, grief, and loss, and still maintain our commitment to come to a place of trust and faith. We can understand that it is all happening for a grand purpose. There is a reason, even when we can't see it yet. That is true surrender. Number 6, surrender is a process, not a destination. It's a lifelong process, just like healing is and happiness work is. We can learn to surrender and develop trust in the process over time. Number 7, we can learn to surrender to build trust in the process for ourselves, even if it scares others or it scares you or they don't understand it. When we trust in ourselves first and know what is right for us, the options of fears of others' opinions or thoughts do not carry as much weight anymore. I would also like to share few pro tips to develop trust in surrender. Number 1, take smaller, more manageable steps to learn to practice surrender in your own life. Change happens in those micro moments when you shift your thoughts. Number 2, practice surrender with small actions, small decisions, small promises that you make to yourself, so that you don't have much emotional weight or fears behind them in the beginning. So start small, but start now. Number 3, allow the ego and the rational mind to collect evidence over time and learn to trust the process. Fact check your thoughts. Fact check your rational mind that this is something that's going to serve me. Number 4, gather evidence of times when you pushed away, pushed against what felt right, and the cost/benefits that came from this compared to times when things just seemed to flow. Notice the difference between these two kinds of experiences, and that's where the learning is. That's where the growth and the magic is. Number 5, take time to slow down, to quiet that rational, logical mind and to connect with your inner self, your true sense of self. Nurture that soul of yours. Number 6, learn and practice tools to manage the normal and natural anxieties and fears that we all have, so that the practice of surrender keeps coming up, keeps showing us because of your commitment. So commit to this practice on a daily basis, and the tools that I've shared with you, start with just 1. Take steps to learn your own intuitive language and develop trust in your own intuitive abilities, your own guidance. It requires deep work. I know a lot. The magic that you're looking for is in the things that you're avoiding. Number 8, continue to do your own work. Heal from your past. Past trauma and triggers limits our ability to see the present situation clearly in the moment. If you want to heal, we are here for you. Number 9, expand your support network to include others who understand and support the process of surrendering. It could be a group of friends, a yoga community, a spiritual support community, or you can join Happiness is Love. We are here to coach you, to mentor you if you are struggling in your surrendering practice. Connect with those who have navigated the path of surrender, as they can then provide you and help you with the right guidance and support when you are in doubt. And like I said, you're not alone. We are here for you. Remember that the art of true surrender is again a journey and it's not a destination, and I need you to be patient and be compassionate with yourself. Out of all the tools and tips that I've shared with you, which one resonates the most with you? Which one are you going to commit to from this moment on? If you are struggling, like I said, we are here for you because we care and we are here. At Happiness is Love, we believe that together we are stronger. Together we are better. Together, when we support each other, that's when the world becomes a better place. Keep smiling, keep shining, keep surrendering, and stay tuned for more.